Good evening, everybody. Just a quick update. We will be going to Test and Tune this Saturday to test. We're ready to test the nitrous system. This is the Nitrous Express dry system. We'll be testing with 62 jet, which is 150 shot. And we switched our push rods over to the 6.7 inch length. Seems to be running fine. But the black valve covers I had on here before that have the holes for the grommets for the catch can we're hitting this time. So distinctly right over here. In particular, you just put your hand on there, you could feel it. So anyway, took those off. I put my fabricated aluminum ones back on because I know they clear, but I didn't have a step bit big enough to drill these out for the 1.25 inch grommet that it needs to run that catch can. So I have I ordered one off Amazon. I got a little kit, so we'll do that the next time these valve covers come off. We'll drill them for the catch can because I still have these Ford Motorsport. These are still set up for an EFI. If I ever want to go back to the stock system, I can just put those on. So anyway, that's that. We went back, so with that system, we went back to the stock PCV system, but with the catch can here, because the Holley does, every time I take this off, there's a couple little drips of oil right there behind the throttle blade. So when you don't run the catch can, when you're in the catch can, obviously this little one from Amazon seems to work pretty good. So it catches a little bit of oil right in here. So, but anyway, that should be fine there. Plus the testing I did with the larger catch can over here, driving around and doing some pulls and just doing some testing around the neighborhood, and I never got anything in it, so I don't think we have a severe blow-by issue anyway. But it'll be good to have if we're running nitrous more often. We'll definitely get that on the car when this comes out, when the 347 goes in over there. Well, these will be drilled out, and we'll have the bigger catch can back in there. It just makes sense. But I did these Ford Motorsport dipsticks. They have to be pressed into the block, and this one wasn't seated all the way, so I did see that was a small oil leak. So I got a 10mm crow's foot and a bunch of extensions, ran down there and tapped fully seated into the block with a little bit of black silicone, black RTV to seal it up good. So shouldn't have any leaks from the dipstick. It's secured right here on the header bolt, so there's no issues there. I also loosened up the engine mounts and put a breaker bar and tried to scoot the engine over as far as I could to get a little more clearance for the steering column there. As you can see, it's just barely clearing where it wasn't before. You can obviously see there's lots of evidence of it rubbing on this number 8 tube. So if that doesn't work, I'm thinking either shorten the shaft a little bit so the joint will be further forward, not angling in right where the header tube is. Or the other option I was thinking is there are low profile U-joints, but they're like $100, so I'm trying to avoid that if I can. So still tinkering with that. Obviously, we can really finalize on that when we take this out. Then we can really get in there and work with this. But I may be able to cut down that shaft a little bit and slide the steering out a little bit, give me more clearance. Another option I read online was to jack up the side of the engine a little bit, maybe lean it away from that. So I did buy some, we could always put a few washers under here, down here, and lean the engine over, eighth of an inch or something. I don't know. So I'm trying to see if tilting that up would give me more clearance or not. I'm not sure if it will or not, but we'll try it like this. That's why it's up. I was testing to see if if you could feel it rubbing on the long tube header or not. And so far, that seems to be clearing just fine. The only other update is I got a new got a laptop stand. You know, I just had my laptop before for data logging, was just sitting on the floor, and half the time I'd launch, it'd fly to the back here. So it's popped a bunch of keys off the keyboard, and then my laptop is it's a tablet laptop, so the screen comes off and it's held in with magnets. So that'll come disconnected, and then the data log will stop, which kind of makes it useless. So I just adapted this, drilled a couple holes, and then screwed it down to where the seat would normally screw down, and you know, that'll be plenty fine. And I'll just bungee around the keyboard and hold it on there, but I'll be able to reach it to stop and start the data log just fine. So that was like 20 bucks off Amazon, so I figured we'll give that a shot. We got this is our the cigarette lighter adapter that runs the nitrous bottle heater. So that's kind of cool because I don't have to hardwire it into the car, although it doesn't run off the same voltage. So the heater takes longer to heat up, but I'm not cutting into the system. So anyway, that's the update. We'll be testing this Saturday, and actually the next 3 weekends are test and tune, or the next 2 weekends around Thanksgiving weekend, of course. And then there's 3 weekends in December are available for test and tune. So we should be able to figure out what we're going to do from there. Hopefully the car performs well, and we can move on to getting this 347 in and get that out into some good weather. So other than